Each colony that needed to replace the queen did so by rearing one themselves using our diaphragm. Now, I want to show the results. Here we had the old queen with the split. The split is slightly developing. We set it aside and see what we have here. And here we have a full honey super packed in the main colony from which we removed the queen. So you remember we extracted the honey and gave the super with empty frames, and now it is packed full. Now we will be looking for eggs or larvae. Here you go, indeed, all the necessary items are in young brood. Everything is laid. Is it visible on the camera? It's visible. Well, everything is in eggs and in young brood. So the queen has mated and started laying. Here is the young queen. And everything is sown. Everything is sown. And there is young brood. That's it. We're sending her for marking. What are our actions? Next, we must find the old queen that was working and continue working upstairs and eliminate her. Here we found the old queen upstairs. She really looks quite unremarkable, poor brood. We simply eliminate her. Now our further actions will be as follows. We take this split and just place it on top of this body. The scent is the same for the bees. They won't fight. And we will place the honey super on top. The colony is almost ready for the new young quality queen, who will give a good start to the colony and fully prepare the nest. So you haven't lost anything. You took the honey, placed the diaphragm, and found the queen below. For those who haven't watched, let me briefly explain what we did. The main nectar flow has ended. You took all the honey completely. And then you discovered that you need to replace the queen. Or you simply need to plan a queen replacement. What do? It's simple. You find the old queen in the colony, take 3 frames with brood, 1 food frame, and place it on top. You place the diaphragm, which is completely closed, on top. That's it. You have the splits developing upwards with the old queen, while they are rearing a quality wax queen for themselves. And at this time of year, they will not swarm. That is, if this is done, for example, before the main nectar flow, or even during the main nectar flow, they may still swarm. But at this time of year, after the main nectar flow, we did this on August 1st, which means the bees no longer swarm. So feel free to leave everything as it is. The bees will fill everything with honey, because there will be no one to raise. And they will rear a new queen for themselves, while the old one will continue to develop here. If for some reason the young queen does not return to her place, then the old queen will, and you will attach it back. As I showed you, everything turns out to be easy. This is how we assemble the nest. We place the honey super on top. The split with the old queen that we had is placed in the middle, and below is the new queen with young brood. Everything is great. Such a family will winter well. And next year, this queen will already show herself in full. And this is the colony that we made in that video. I showed you how to replace the queen after the main honey flow using a diaphragm. Here, as you can see, we have the old queen right here. Wait a moment. This is how the split developed with the old queen. There were 3 frames with brood and a feeding frame, and it has become quite strong. You didn't lose anything. The old queen continued to work. Now let's remove it and see what's next. Here they filled everything with honey. Now we are removing this. But in this way, it turned out that this colony, from which we took the old queen, produced 2 supers, this one and this one with honey, and also provided additional honey. Because there were many bees, we added 2 empty supers with drawn combs here. Now, we will check what we have below. And below we already have sealed brood. Look, below we already have sealed brood. I won't touch anything, and I will place it carefully. This indicates that everything is very good here. However, they did it quickly. And here we have everything in young brood. You see they have already started sealing. Here you go. You have received a quality young queen without any involvement. The bees did everything themselves. You just found the old queen and placed her with 3 frames of brood on top through the diaphragm. The swarm used the warmth that came through these windows. That's it. She independently raised a new quality queen and provided 2 more supers with honey. Everything we are doing now is finding the old queen here and killing her. Then we attach and place the honey on top. Thus here we have the young queen now with her brood, and here we have the brood from the old queen that was on top, and we place these 2 supers with the honey they collected on top. So, I want to make one note. This should be done immediately after the main honey flow, while there is still some supporting flow. Not when there is no flow at all, but when everything is still blooming. The main honey flow has already passed. You have capped the honey you collected, but there is still a lot blooming, and a small supporting flow continues. At this time, you will see a quality young queen. The bees will still gather honey for winter, and they will provide food for you. Goodbye.